Okay, we're in Module 4, however, we're covering Chapter 5, Taxes. Let's get started. How much will the annual tax amount be on a property with a market value of $245,000? The tax rate is 70 cents per hundred of assessed value, and the property has been assessed at 60%. So the first thing we want to do is we want to find our assessed value. So if the market value is $245 and it's assessed at 60%, then we can say times 0.60, converting our percent to a decimal, tells us that the assessed value is 147. We divide the 147 by 100 because we're paying 70 cents per hundred. And that gives us, we're basically just dropping 2 zeros, right? So that's 1470. And we're paying 70 cents. So we can say times 0.70 equals, our answer, 1,029 is our answer. If the assessed value of a piece of property is $177,850, what is the market value using an assessment ratio of 70% of market value? So we're going to take our assessed value, and now we're kind of working backwards. We're doing opposite of what we did in the first question. So we have 177,850 divided by the market value, 0.70, equals 245,071. That is our market value on the property. Calculate the annual taxes on a property assessed at $376,000. The tax rate is 38 mils. Okay, so let's not get confused here. That just means 0.038. Okay, so we take our assessed value of 376, multiply it by our tax rate, and that gives us the annual taxes of $14,288. Calculate taxes on a $174,000 property assessed at 90% of value and taxed at $1.73 per hundred. Okay, so our property is 174 and it's assessed at 90%, so times 0.90. So we're going to be taxed on 156,600. And we're taxed per hundred, so let's divide that by 100, which basically means we're just getting rid of 2 zeros. So we have 156,615. And then our taxed amount of 173 gives us a total of 2,709.18. That's our annual taxes. Taxes are assessed at 100% of market value and are calculated at $3.63 per 100 valuation. What is the assessed value of a property that generates an annual tax bill of $15,600? Round answer to the nearest dollar. Now remember, on your quizzes, watch for this. That right there, because if you don't round it and you put a decimal, it's going to be wrong. So always watch that. And remember, if it doesn't say that, then you're going to round it to the hundredth because we're talking money. So in money, we usually stop at the hundredth, right? Like $3.63. Okay, so what we're going to do in this one is take our 15,600, because we're trying to see how much is a property if the taxes are that. So to do this, we're going to divide that by our tax rate, which gives us 4,022.04. Now we're going to multiply it by 100. See, in our previous questions, we were multiplying by the tax rate and then dividing by 100, but we're doing the opposite now because we're working completely backwards. In those questions, we were trying to figure out what the tax amount was going to be. Well, now we know what the tax amount is. We're trying to figure out what the property market value is. So now we multiply that by 100, which gives us 2 zeros, right? Four, 0, 2, 2, 0, and we're rounding. So we're going to stop at 204. And that's our answer. The assessed value of a parcel of land is $376,000. What are the total annual taxes when the school district collects $134 per 100, and the county collects $84 per 100, and the water district collects 64 cents per 100, and the city collects 89 cents per 100? Well, let's add all of these things up. We got 134, 84, 64, and 89. So when we add all of those, that gives us 3.71. So technically our tax rate is 3.74. I mean 71. Sorry about that. So, and all of this is per 100, right? So let's take our value of 376 divide it by 100. Getting rid of 2 zeros, so we have 3,760. And now we want to multiply it by our tax rate for our total. And that's wrong because it's 0.0371, right? Back to my pen here. And so our total is $13,949.60 because I was not told to round. So that is the annual taxes. So in the previous questions, it's been given us this number. We had to add all of the values up to get that number ourselves. This question: what is the assessed value of a property that generates an annual tax bill of $25,840? The combined tax rate is $4.32 per 100. So they went back to adding it all up for us, which we appreciate, right? So let's start with our tax bill. We're going to divide it by our tax rate. Times 100, because we had 432 per 100 to give us our answer of 598,148. Sorry about that. It's kind of sloppy, huh? It's hard writing on a computer screen that's right in front of your face rather than a piece of paper that's down on the table. Okay. Calculate the annual tax bill for a property with an assessed value of $365,500. The combined tax rate is $286 per $300 of assessed value. Okay, so let's take our assessed value, $365,500, divide it by 300, because it's per $300. That gives us $1,218 times our tax rate of 2.86, and the annual tax bill will be $3,483.48. $110 is being collected and escrowed each month to pay the taxes on an agent's personal residence. What is the assessed value of her home if the tax is calculated at $1.86 per hundred of assessed value? All right, well, we got an extra step here because we've been starting with annual taxes. We have monthly. So what do we do? 110 times 12 equals 1320. Divide that by our tax rate, which is a great tax rate. That one's pretty low, isn't it? Equals 709.68 per 100. So we multiply it by 100 to give us our answer of $70,968 is the assessed value of her home. The tax rate is 56 mils. What is the annual tax on a property assessed at $325? Remember, this is just 0.056. So 325 times 0.056 equals 18,200. That concludes this week's lecture. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Good luck on your quiz.